Christmas time. Woo! Welcome to our holiday special. And today I am in the kitchen with Chloe Valentine from the Monash dietitian team. And we are going to make some low FODMAP mocktails for the holidays. Hi, Chloe.
Hi, Alana. How are you?
I'm good. What are you making for us today?
So I'm doing two tea-based drinks. One I'm doing as a cold one, good for our Southern Hemisphere warm summer Christmas, and a warm one for our Northern Hemisphere cold Christmas. So I'm doing a berry iced tea to keep us nice and cool, and a version of the hot toddy as well.
Yeah, those sound delicious. And I'm going to round that out with a beautiful strawberry fizz, which just looks so pretty in its glass, and a really, really lovely Christmas cranberry mocktail, which has just been a fan favorite in our recipe club. So in case you don't know who I am, I'm Alana from A Little Bit Yummy, and we're going to jump into the recipes right now. Okay, Chloe, do you want to get us started with one of yours?
Sure. So I'm going to start with the berry iced tea. So like I said, it's a nice cold option for our Southern Hemisphere warm summer. So it's got a white tea, if you can access the white tea. So it's 4 white tea bags to 4 cups of boiling water. So I've put that in a jug here. So you can let it steep for maybe 3 to 5 minutes, sort of to your liking. White tea is, it's not as strong, I guess, as a black tea. So you can sort of leave it for that little bit longer to get that nice flavor. Now, what am I doing here? So once this is steeped for 3 to 5 minutes, you can also add some sugar to your liking. So if you don't particularly like a sweet tea, you can just leave it as is. If you do like something sweeter, I just get a bit of sugar. So it's going to make 8 cups, so 8 serves. So this, with a tablespoon of sugar, might seem like a lot, but it is spread across 8 serves. And so from there, I just want to give it a bit of a mix, let that sugar dissolve. So try to do the sugar while it's still warm, because it's sort of harder to dissolve when it's got some cold in it. So if you do it while it's
grainy, which is always useful.
Yeah, or like at the very bottom, you get this really sweet shot of the drink. So try to do it so it's while it's hot and it's dissolved. And then once we've got our warm tea, it's been steeped, we can take our tea bags out, and then we want to top this up with another 4 cups of water. So that makes our total 8 cups, or about 2 liters of tea. And we want to make sure it gets nice and cold. So that's when you put it in the fridge. So once we have it in the fridge, while it's sitting there getting nice and cold, we add the berry part of our iced tea. So I have some strawberries and blueberries. These are great, summer options. Blueberries are low FODMAP as much as you like, really. Strawberries, we obviously have, there is a low FODMAP serve. It can become moderate and high and larger serves, but we've got it so that each serve of this tea is a low FODMAP serve of strawberries, so you can still enjoy them. And what I like to do is, just to make sure everyone gets a bit of a serve, let me do a little bit of a tilt down here. I just like to dice the strawberries up. So I just cut them up a little bit. And so they're sort of the size of the blueberries then. So we've got some strawberries chopped up, and we'll have some blueberries, and that will all end up in our tea. And so to make things nice and quick, one I prepared earlier is a lovely one here. So you can see it's got the nice tea color, but it's a bit lighter than sort of a black tea. And then it's got our berries in there as well. So when we pour that out, we want to make sure everyone gets a bit of everything.
That looks delicious and so refreshing. And so the longer you leave those berries in the tea in the fridge, the better the berry flavor is going to infuse into that tea. Now, if you're in New Zealand like me, you can't get white tea. You can use black tea in tea recipes like this, but you want to use 2 tea bags and steep it for 1 to 2 minutes. So you want to make a really, really weak brew and then top it up with water. And so that's your little hack if you can't get access to those white tea bags. Chloe, that looks delicious. Thanks for sharing that first recipe. Alrighty, I am going to get started with my first recipe. Let's make the strawberry fizz first. My husband thinks this tastes a little bit like sherbet. So you're going to take 1 serving of strawberries. So that's 65 grams. It looks kind of like this. It's kind of like when you cut them in halves, it's just over 1/4 cup serving. You're going to dump that into a blender. We are going to add a tablespoon and a half of lime juice. I have juiced these ahead of time because you don't need to watch me do that. And then we're also going to add 2 tablespoons of water into this. Now you're going to blend this. I've already pre-blended some. This is going to make sort of like a strawberry syrup that you're going to put in the base. And this is enough for 2 strawberry fizz Mocktails. Once you've blended it, you're going to sieve it because no one likes itty bits in their drink. And it's going to create this really, really pretty pink syrup. So once you've got all the juice out, I like to mushy it with a spoon just to get more of that flavor to come through. You are going to grab a tablespoon measure and a cup of your choice. I think it looks really cute in these little margarita type glasses. You're going to take 2 tablespoons of this strawberry syrup and place it in the bottom. And then you're going to take 3/4 of a cup, which is a low FODMAP serving of low FODMAP lemonade. Now, Chloe, this lemonade, it needs to be made with a low FODMAP sweetener, right? So we're talking sugar, we're talking glucose, we're talking, it can be a diet option, providing it's not made with a polyol like erythritol or sorbitol, mannitol, maltitol, isomalt, all those ones. And if you're in the USA, make sure you're choosing a lemonade that doesn't have a high fructose corn syrup in it. I'm actually just using good old original Sprite right now. Okay, this is going to fizz. So once you've measured out your lemonade, you're going to carefully and calmly pour it into your glass. And you're going to get this super, super pretty, gorgeous little strawberry fizz mocktail. So it's full of those lemon, strawberry, and lime flavors. And it is super refreshing and definitely a fave in our house at the moment.
That's amazing.
Okay, Chloe, what's your next one? We're speeding through these.
All right. On to the hot toddy. So this is a warm option for if you're in the cold sort of wintry Christmas, which I would love to have one day, go out to the snow during Christmas. So this is a version of the hot toddy. So we want nice spices, nice aromas and that sort of thing, and a bit of sweetness. So my sweetness is from a maple syrup. So we just want to add about a teaspoon of maple syrup to a cup. I would suggest a Christmas cup where possible.
Oh, of course, you've got to get into the Christmas spirit, right?
Exactly. So we have some sweetness from our teaspoon of maple syrup. We also have some juice that we're adding. So I've got some freshly squeezed orange juice and lemon juice that's going in here as well. Again, with the orange juice, just check. I prefer to do freshly squeezed. It's just a couple of tablespoons. If you're, you can buy orange juice, just make sure it's just got orange juice in it and try to look, not to have any other sweeteners or even the reconstituted one. If you can get just oranges, that's always great.
Yeah, and a bit of lemon juice. Apple as well. I'm not sure if they're big where you're at, but almost all orange juices have some form of other juice mixed in here.
Definitely. Unfortunately, juice is one of those things you have to check the label for because they do like to just add a bit of everything in. So that's why I like to just get, classic orange and just squeeze it yourself. I used, I think it was about 1 orange to get in there.
That sounds right.
So just nice and easy. And then we add my favorite part, which is the spices. So I have a bit of dried cloves, dried nutmeg, and dried cinnamon. So I've just got about a pinch of each, and I just pop them in there as well. They are, it's not so good. And then we get to the warm part. So let me just get my kettle. So I have got hot water in here. You can either just use plain hot water, or you can actually use a green tea bag if you want to add a little bit of extra flavor as well. So we're just going to top that one up with hot water. So the important thing is we want to have everything in the cup first because then we add the hot water and it makes, again, that maple syrup sort of melt and the spices sort of blend. So we've got that all in there. It's smelling so good. Those spices are really coming up and you get a bit of that citrusy smell from the fruits. And just to make it extra seasonal and Christmassy, I've got myself a cinnamon stick. So we pop our little cinnamon stick in there, mix it around, and we have our hot toddy. That is a mocktail and low FODMAP.
Amazing. It sounds so comforting. And I reckon it must smell like Christmas as well.
Oh, the spices are just amazing. And just that little bit of citrus from the orange and lemon is just comforting. Delicious. I might finish this while you keep going.
Oh, definitely do it. Sorry, that was my phone digging. I thought I turned it on airport, but maybe I didn't. Anyway, moving on, let's go on to my final mocktail. I'm doing a Christmas cranberry mocktail. It has been a hot favorite with my clients. Now, in here, this weird colored looking syrup. This is simple syrup. This is the base of so many different mocktails and cocktails out there. But it's really simple. All you have to do to make simple syrup is you put 3/4 cup of sugar in with 1 cup of water, and then you're going to boil it for about 5 minutes. This is rosemary flavored, so I added 4 or 5 sprigs of rosemary and a couple of whole cloves, you know, the ones you poke into your roast ham, those. A couple of those into here. I let it boil for 5 minutes, and then I poured it through a sieve into here. This will keep for a week, so you can make a whole jar of it, stash it in your fridge for fun drinks. So to make my little mocktail, I'm just going to quickly rinse my spoon because that's been in the strawberry. That's going to taste weird.
Okay. All the different flavors.
Rinse the spoon. So we're going to take 1 tablespoon of our simple syrup. So this is going to add a bit of extra sweetness to our mocktail. I have half a cup of cranberry juice. How many points do I get if I actually get this in the glass?
Yeah, I'm watching.
Oh my gosh, we did it.
That's amazing. So well.
Half a cup of cranberry juice, which is the drink, not the concentrate, into here. We checked it, made sure it's made with low FODMAP sweeteners, just like the lemonade conversation before. We're going to take another half a cup of chilled water, and then I should have done this first, which was put the ice in, but we're just going to do that. I'm kind of doing it backwards, but it doesn't really matter because I'm the one drinking this, so it's all good.
You're going to taste the same.
So we're going to put, you know, a good handful of ice into there as well. And then to top it off, you want about half a tablespoon of lime juice, kind of like half a lime. You can add the lime juice to taste. It's a really, really low FODMAP flavor base. So you're going to add that in there, and you have a beautiful Christmas cranberry mocktail with a little bit of savory hint from the rosemary and a little bit of lime coming through as well. So there you go.
So nice. Wow. It matches your jumper, Alana.
It does. I'm so color coordinated. It's great. Thank you so much for joining our Christmas mocktail special. If you need more Christmas recipes, make sure you go and check out the Monash University FODMAP blog website. There's the Monash University FODMAP Diet app, which has heaps more recipes and information in it. And of course, we've got lots and lots of recipes and resources on alittlebit.yummy.com. Chloe, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been so much fun cooking with you in the kitchen.
Thanks, Alana. Cheers.
Cheers.